Is America socialist? Oh my God, socialism, really it is. If for socialism we intend social services, we intend services that are for social purposes. In that case, America is socialist, but is terrified by the word socialist because they have been terrified for years by the idea to be in socialism. But they are socialists. Look at the polls. It's very easy. 80% of the people, they don't want you to touch their Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security at all. Between 59 and 63% of the America are in favor of public option for health care. And that's not it. They want to keep the teachers, they don't want the teachers, the policemen, the firemen be touched in any possible way. They even defend the rights of the union to bargain. But the most important part of it, the 80% of the Americans, they want to tax rich people because they have not been taxed enough. So are Americans socialists? I believe Americans are just waking up. That's the point. America is just waking up. It's just realizing that if they don't defend the middle class, they will be a third world country very soon. Very, very soon. That's the point. Let's start with a couple of examples. Do you know why Bono and U2 concerts are the most popular in the world and why they have so many millions of viewers? Very simple. Because if you go in a Bono concert, you have high quality service because the concert is very high tech. They are at 360 degrees for all the people, but the most important part of it is that the tickets, they cost very cheap because everybody can afford them. Of course, their tickets are higher cost, but the lower cost tickets are affordable to anyone, which means they make much more money if they, rather than just giving very high tickets for a little elite of people, that we can compare this with the 1% of the American population that get all the benefits, while the other one, they cannot get any other benefit. That's the reason why it works, they are so popular. Let's go with another example. The Bolshoi theater, actually now Russia, the communists are not existing anymore, and Putin actually is more conservative the south of the United States. But they arrived with a very nice initiative, not only the Bolshoi, but many organizations in the world, including the Metropolitan Opera in New York, that they broadcast simultaneously in many parts of the world their ballet and their operas and so on, so that you can see them in American theaters at a price that is very convenient, in a very comfortable seat, live, even if you are not in the theater, at a cost that you cannot afford if the Bolshoi comes directly to New York. And many people are so addressed towards the arts, much more than before, that just an elite of people could see that. You understand the comparison? Well, are the American venture capital socialist? Because this is the trick. When we're talking about just cutting spending without investing, that's what the corporations want, that's what practically the Republicans and Tea Party wants. Let's assume that we don't have investment. Why we have venture capitals? Why they are so successful? Because they make debts, they invest money in companies, only few of them they are successful, but when they are successful, they repay for all the other companies that are not successful. So they invest the debt in the way that you can create new opportunities, new business, new ideas, and so on. This is what America should do. Actually, this is what Obama proposed, with investment in infrastructure, in education, in healthcare, in everything that is innovation, with energy and so on, because if you don't move the car doesn't move by itself. If you don't push the car, we cannot just cut costs, and that's it. And so, why venture capitals have not been used as examples by the corporates? Because capitalism is no more the word and the way it was before. It's becoming corporatism. There's no more this idea of investing to create business, but just investing for greed. That's the psychological. This is the psychological problems of the Americans. They are trapped between the concept of socialism and capitalism without understanding they are exactly in the middle of it, in hybrid society. If we unleash only socialism, we have a very rigid society, and we know that it fails. And it failed. The same way, if we unleash only capitalism, it becomes, because of greed, because people are greedy, becomes corporatism. If you don't put them under control, if you don't put regulation in place, capitalism doesn't regulate itself because people want more. And of course, the weak part of the chain will pay for that, and only the rich will continue to be rich. You cannot pretend that the poor people can afford to have insurances for vouchers or something for Medicare or for schools or something like this if they don't have the money to pay for them. If they're not educated, there would be less and less educated people in the world, and actually in the United States, and more elite. And what does this bring to? To nothing. And this is dramatic. This is a situation that is dramatic. If America, they don't understand that they are in a hybrid society, they need social services, preserving capitalism in every other sector, they're fine. Immigration, for instance. America, they don't understand that they cannot fight against its immigration. They need to have millions and millions more people to immigrate. Why? Because otherwise the problem is that they are outsourcing more and more jobs abroad. If you legalize as much as possible immigration and you allow actually more and more immigrants to invest in this country, they create more jobs for the Americans because they create firms in the United States and pay taxes in the United States so that can hire people in the United States rather than hiring people abroad. The American company, they're hiring people abroad because they're cheaper. There are tons of European and Asian and African and even South American companies that want to invest in this country. Tons of them that want to invest in the United States and create business in the United States. If you go around Manhattan, do you know that 75% of the businesses in Manhattan, they fail after the first year? Because they are not supported. The middle class and the small business is not supported. They are not supported. The corporation, they only self-preserve themselves. And this is a drama, because this is killing the American initial concept of capitalism. They are transforming it into a fascist, corporatist, greedy country. And talking about education, do you know that there are many Americans that now are looking for MBA in China because it's cheaper and because they are guaranteed that the quality is much higher than what you have in the United States? Americans are very late in education, which is the font of creation of competition. If Americans are going to China, that it means that American structure is fucked. They are going to the Chinese communist area to get an MBA. This is what it is. And not to talk about all the people that are coming to the United States. If you look at the doctor, going Texas, only 1/2 of the district, they have doctors practically, and they are all Indians. They're not even Americans because they are more qualified. If you think just about this, you understand the level in which we are. Not to talk about healthcare, the drama about healthcare in the United States. In Europe, and I know for experience in Italy, France, UK, you pay taxes that are proportional to your income, and what you get are services. And in proportion, you pay 100 times less than what you pay in the United States for premiums and for loans in case of education. But you work one job, you have 5 weeks holidays. That's if you have to earn your holidays. I mean, if you don't have good holidays time, you are not performing well in the work area. And then, of course, you save money. In the United States, it's impossible. More and more, I know more and more people, they have to work 2-3 jobs, 60, 70 hours a week. This is third world. This is pre-industrial revolution level. The Republicans are trying even to remove the laws to protect kids to go to work. as it was in the 19th century. And I could go on and on and on with transportation, with renewable energy, with infrastructures and so on. Just look at France with the train transportation, the time you save just to go city to city rather than take a plane in terms of business. Not to talk about infrastructure, when New Jersey governor refused to create an extra tunnel between Manhattan and New Jersey, so you increase the business. I mean, and energy, Denmark is #1 in solar and wind energy, and this year all the cars would be electric. There are tons of examples that I can bring in which America is so behind, but still America have the heart of a socialist in the sense of social services country, and demonstrating the poll that they want this. So why America is still voting for someone like the conservative that they are not bringing anything to the economy? And they've been a failure for years, demonstrated failures at any level: budget, energy, economy, military, and so on. Why they're still voting? Because they are fears to face the fact that they are like the other countries. They are not that different. That's it. So don't worry, America, you are not socialist at all. But you cannot be a corporatist fascist like in Italy in the 30s. You cannot follow the tea baggers and the corporations and the Republicans in this path. You are not that kind of people. Wake up. Use your mind, use your brain, use your judgment. You are much better than this. You need social service in the same way you need capitalism in any other sector. Wake up.